Good evening, guys. It's me, Alex, and happy weekend. Happy Saturday. We had a very busy day today. We had our dispatch training. It was class number 3. And finally, we start putting together that circle of logistics, right? What is the trucking? What is the regulations? What are requirements? What is the duty of dispatcher? What the drivers have to do? How do we work as a teamwork? So we had a very productive day today, and I just wanted to talk to you about some challenges. I see that most of the gurus come up with um new ideas. How do we survive? Are you quitting the trucking? Are you staying in trucking? Should you open the trucking company? And for some newbies, this is very challenging, right? Because they have not been in trucking for a long time. Some of the challenges, of course, for the new carriers, people who got into this business last year, 2021, market was rocking, everybody was paying, the equipment went up, no trailers, trucks instead of 150,000 start selling for 220. The prices for the old trucks just skyrocket, but everybody was going to trucking business. Well, we had a good run almost for 19 months. We had such a good run that it was so easy to dispatch. It was even possible to dispatch for people who barely were speaking English or had any knowledge of destination pickup market, right? You post your truck, especially in the good areas like Chicagoland, Atlanta market. You post your truck on Memphis, Tennessee, and everybody's calling you, right? So it was easy to cover. Almost no negotiation skills. Everybody was still covering trucks from $3 to $4 per mile. Everyone become a gurus. Everybody start teaching training classes. Trucking was thriving. And now everybody's like, Alex, what's going on? What are we gonna do? Should I quit trucking now? Should I still sign up for classes like dispatch? Should I learn safety? Like, what's going on? And as many of the people who have presence on YouTube, thanks to all our followers, we are almost at 12,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. That's why remember to do. And of course, because of your subscription, because of your membership, because of your enrollment in our classes, we are spreading the word of importance of knowledge, foundation, and some tips. So, tip of the day today: should I quit trucking now, or should I still go and open a brand new company? If you are a new carrier who started in 2021, you need to learn that we have a curves up and down. Trucking industry, it's not the first time when the market crashes. So people who've been in industry for a long time, let's say I've been in the industry since 2013, what it makes me, 8, 9 years. Some people have been longer industry, 15, 20 years. We've seen these ups and downs all the time. When market is paying, everybody's buying equipment, everybody's going getting the MCs. When market goes down, everybody wants to quit. But is it smart to quit? Let's go through the scenario of you being a brand new carrier who went and spent 220,000 for that brand new truck. Well, I don't know if you did finance or you just got that free money, which now we all paying for it, right? Inflation rate and everything else. So you got small business loan and you did use for buying equipment. Now you're a big shot. You have brand new truck, 220,000. You still have to pay it back, right? You got your trailer for another 100,000 for the 5, 6 months. You were booking loads, you were making money, and now you see that you cannot even connect the loads. The moment you call, brokers hanging up on you, instead of 2,000 loads, you see that it's only 300 loads. So, how do you survive? Are you gonna quit? Well, it's not that easy to quit unless what? Unless you're thinking of going bankrupt. But can you really go bankrupt when you just got that company started, when you just got your first equipment? Well, unless you're a quitter, then you're gonna quit. But I would advise you to revisit trucking. By revision, I mean see what can be improved. How's your safety and compliance? Maybe you need to improve that so your rate goes down for insurance. Maybe instead of paying your drivers enormous amount of salary, well, this is a reality. Market goes down. Can you still pay your driver dollar per mile, 80 cents per mile, 75 cents per mile? Well, maybe not, right? So you need to revisit this. For people who are thinking of becoming owner operator, buying the truck and trailer or leasing, well, right now is not the best time. The best time right now for the good driver is just to be a good company driver in a good company who pays on time, who still gives you miles, right? This is the best position in trucking right now. Just be a company driver. Because if you have not saved money from the previous 19 months and you're gonna jump and try to open company now and try to survive with this rates, you will be disappointed because I guess what, you got so used to that 3,000 a week for being a company driver, 2,500. Some of you were even making 4,000 a week. We're not going to be talking about faking logbook, driving as a team. I don't talk about this because it doesn't happen. Yes, it happens, right? All the time. So, can you actually go right now, become an owner operator, have all the expenses, and number one expense is going to be what? Fuel. So, fuel raised 63% comparing to the last year, but the rates drop accordingly, 36% down for the reefer. If we compare the May of 2021 and May of 2022 now, reefers rate are down 36%. Driving rates are down 32%. Step deck flatbed rates are down also 36%. But the fuel got up 63%. Well, how do you survive? What is a game change has to be done? Well, you need to look into your expenses. So now I'm talking as a owner of the company. Well, if you owner of the company and you had 10, 20 trucks, 30 trucks, maybe it's time to get rid of your office. Your dispatchers can still do a good job working from home. Efficiency is going to be the same. Nowadays, we have everything via phone, via online. It's no need to have a fancy, expensive office where everybody has to go and sit. First, they're going to work more efficiently. Believe it or not, COVID already proved that people working from home actually working more than in the office because they're not spending time on driving. They are not late to the work. They don't sit there and get aggravated. Why should I sit till 5 p.m. when I already cover my trucks? So this is one of the things you as the owner of the trucking company can do. It depends, of course, when is your lease expiring? How big is your office? Maybe you can put some people remotely and change to the smaller office because this is one of the expenses, right? When you have the office, your rent, your utilities there, it adds up. Secondary, maybe you should review. And if you do have a team of 5 dispatchers, and I know that as a dispatcher, when the market goes down, you do spend more time covering the loads, but professional dispatcher, we don't mind to add an extra truck or two because we still do our job. So maybe instead of 6 dispatchers, you're going to have 4. You saving on that salary, but you giving raise to people who you keep, right? This is what I would do as an owner of the trucking company. Then I, of course, would review any other expenses. Do I use accounting service? Well, do I really need that accounting service? Nowadays, if you're a dispatcher, by using trucking management software, if everybody does their part, It's no need to actually have accountant coming and working in your office as a full time. Maybe you only need a part-time accountant who comes and does your books every 2 weeks, because QuickBooks, all the, for example, ADP, all the payrolls, if you already set up, it's just a matter of clicking and running the payroll. Because believe it or not, if your dispatcher already had everything, I mean, your accountant had already everything set up, all you need to do to put hours, the rates, connect. So as a owner, yes, you need to cut on your expenses. So this is a time for you to step up and do extra work. That's what we do as the owners of the business, right? So we can do that as the owner of the company. We need to make sure we look into our preventive maintenance, right? Maybe we need to look for better deals with our shops where we do maintenance, where we do repairs. Maybe we need to start enrolling in some programs like tire program, right? Maybe oil change and everything else. So start cutting there. It doesn't mean that you cannot do preventive maintenance. You'd better do preventive maintenance. You don't want to have breakdowns on the road, but find a better solution for you, right? Maybe make a deal with some mechanical shop which you're gonna agree, well, my all my trucks are gonna come, they're gonna change the oil. Instead of charging me $590, well, can you do a deal and charge $400, right? You can always make a deal. Revisit your agreements with factoring, right? I know you all have agreement, but when market goes down, they don't want to lose you. Renegotiate. Reach out to your agents. Reach out to your factoring representative and see if we can help you out. Make sure you connect your factoring with bundle, for example, fuel. Many of you know I work for RTS as an agent. If you get the fuel discount with RTS and factoring, actually you saving more on fuel. You have extra app for your driver, so it can help you with the fueling cost. You actually have to start monitoring where your drivers are fueling. Are they really using the discounts, or they still, if they're company driver, just fueling whatever is possible? And here is another big thing. Start looking into your fueling expense. I can tell you this, as the owner of the company, it's kind of upsetting when you find out that your own drivers are stealing fueling from you. And guys, it's very easy to do, because you go to truck stop, you put the fuel in your truck, and then you have guys next to you who is the owner operator, and you sell him that 50 gallons, 100 gallons for cash, right? With your fuel card. How are you going to check that? Well, most of you, you're doing your IFTAs, right? You can write your MPG per truck. So if suddenly your company driver was, let's say, truck 101, his MPG went down from 7.5 to 5.5 or 6. Well, what's going on, guys? He is stealing your fuel. So you need to watch for this. You need to start paying attention how your dispatch team works, right? You need to make sure that they bring out the fuel surcharge when they're negotiating. You need to make sure they start adapting load boards. Not only that, not only truck stop, not only 1, 2, 3, and whatever we have out there, but load boards for brokers, going exactly to XPO load boards, going exactly to LoadSmart, going exactly to CH Robinson, to TQL, to Coyote, all the load boards provided by the brokers. It's going to be faster because, as many of you have seen now, brokers do not really answer the phone. And even if they do, they have such a sassy attitude. Oh, you don't want it? I have other people who's gonna take it, right? So they simply hanging up on you. But I had some people reaching out to me, people who have 30, 40 trucks. Some of them have 80 trucks. And they are asking me, Alex, can you please reteach our dispatchers? Because when the market was good, they were doing a good job. But now They are not really connecting loads. They are not really making that growth. And again, when you talk to the owner of the company who is used to the good market, he has to be realistic as well. uh, if dispatcher been dispatching for 6 months, a year, he already knows when the market goes down. So if you are the owner who blames everything only on your dispatching team, well, you have to wake up, right? Reality of the market that we as a dispatchers, we cannot really control the rates. We can connect the loads, we can pre-book, we can eliminate deadhead, and we can go and start utilizing our personal relationships with brokers. And that's what we have to do now. Did you get a good load this week? Don't you have to kind of thanks for the load, send bill of ladings right away and ask, when are you going to have the next time this load? Because believe it or not, if you think that you can find this load tomorrow or day after, it might not happen. But if you did talk to the broker, ask about the schedule, and make that personal connection, I bet you will get that load, right? And don't forget, right now, let's be honest, we all kissing their butts, right? You know that I'm direct, and I can tell you this, we used to be like, you even were watching me how sassy I was. Oh no, I need this. But reality tells me different. Well, you have to be nicer now because you need to make sure they give you that load. Doesn't mean that you need to book nonsense loads, right? But you have to go extra mile. Talk to the brokers, ask about the plans, introduce yourself, and say, well, thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot to get that extra $200 because right now carriers are suffering. My driver is an owner operator. I know his operational cost. Woo! Operational cost. What is the operational cost? I am just a dispatcher. Why should I worry about this, right? Most of you telling me, I don't have to worry about this. I am dispatcher. I just want to make sure that they pay me for booking loads. Isn't it the attitude all new dispatchers have? How do I get paid? What should I charge? Should I charge 10%? Should I charge 15? 8? What if they backstab me? How do I do this? Well, stop worrying about yourself, especially brand new dispatchers. Your carrier is the one who is giving you a job. You promoting service. So in this market, you should know operational cost, right? And in my classes, safety classes, dispatch classes on how to open company webinar, which is going to be tomorrow, we go over this in details. Why do you need to know operational cost? Because you have to understand the cost of the tolls, the cost of the fuel, how much each driver, combination of this driver insurance, his truck payment, his trailer lease or payment, so maybe it's paid off, is costing him, is costing your company. Every owner of the company should represent to their dispatcher operational cost exactly for this truck, this driver, this trailer, and this region. Because operational cost is going to be different. If you are northeast and you have tolls every day, right? You probably doing the shorter loads, your rate per mile is going to be higher. Seems like you making better growth, but I guess what? In the end of the day, your profits are the same as a carrier who is on Midwest, who doesn't have the tolls on the 76, who doesn't have to be in traffic and waste his time every day dealing with northeast traffic. So sometimes when you compare gross 10,000 and compare gross 8,000, but it depends where you at, the profits are going to be the same. Do brokers care about that? Not really. All they saying, well, if you're not going to take this load, somebody else will. So, well, now most of you gonna be like, Alex, maybe I should just quit being dispatcher. No, guys, do not quit. Trucking is not going anywhere. And we need all the parties in this chain. Brokers, are they gonna quit? No, they're not gonna quit. Dispatchers, are we gonna quit? No, this is our job. We do it well. And yes, now it's more challenges. Driver's gonna quit? The driver's gonna say, that's it, I'm going, I'm quitting. Where are you gonna go? Tell me. You are used to making from $8,000 to $15,000 a month clean money. What are you gonna do? Seriously, when the drivers start crying like babies, and believe me, I love my drivers, but I do dislike when the market goes down and they're like, oh my God, I'm not making money. You still making money, right? You still making more than average American profession, because if you really look, what does American statistics say? That salary, minimum salary is like median, not a lower end, but median is what, $52,000 a year. How much a driver's making? Company drivers, owner operators. How much a dispatcher's making? Good dispatcher is not making 52,000. Good dispatcher making from 100 to 160,000 just by dispatching. How much a safety managers make? Well, they make at least what? 1,500 a week, so 6,000 multiply. So they're around 70, 75 if they are running company in between 20 to 40 trucks. But if you are in a big company, you making more than that. How much owners of the companies make? You still charge for dispatch, right? Some of you still stealing money from rate confirmation. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Now your BMWs, your Mercedes are not gonna get paid from you stealing from the rates, because it's nothing to cut. But still, you still cutting the rates even now, because people who are used to steal money, they cannot stop. So even with this market, they are cutting the rates $50, $100, $200. And again, it's up to you how you run your business. In the end of the day, you have to go to sleep with that mind. One day you're going to look at yourself and see if it was worth it. But I can tell you this: revisit how you operate, see what has to be done, improve your dispatch team, have a talk. Do they even know regulations? Do they know the cost of tolls? Do they know how to look for better, maybe fuel solutions? Do your drivers are on the same team with you? Do not quit trucking. Please make sure you know how to run trucking. That's why tomorrow we have webinar. Should I open company? And it's not the name of the webinar. It's how to open trucking company, what to be prepared for, what to eliminate, and maybe for some of you, it will be wake up call and say, you know what? I am not ready yet. I do not have enough financials put aside. Maybe it's not the best time, but should you know the steps? Of course, you should know the steps, because, like any other business, you do not want to make mistakes. You do not want to come to trucking and quit after 2 months. And we are back. So, new dispatchers, should you wait until market's gonna get better? Because now carriers are struggling. So, you new dispatcher, carrier is firing his present dispatchers, and you are jumping in. Do you think it's gonna be possible? Well, I can tell you this: it doesn't matter what market is doing, but if you're gonna be able to dispatch trucks in a market like this, believe me, you're gonna be a superstar where market goes back down, back up, right? And people asking, Alex, when is the rates gonna go up? Alex, what's gonna happen? Well, Alex does not have a crystal ball, but it doesn't look like the rates are gonna improve in the next month or 2 or 3, right? We will go back, but not to the same levels. Again, what is affecting us? Well, we have inflation. We still have war going on in Ukraine, right? Between Ukraine and Russia. We still have China doing another lockdown. Most of the cities in China are on lockdown, and China is, well, number one supplier for our commodities. All those free money, small business administration money, do you guys think that it does not affect the prices for everything? You go shopping right now, right? You go to the store, you buy food, you come back, and now you can see the real prices of that free money, right? COVID assistance, unemployment, small business administration loans. How many of you, let's be honest, how many of you are so excited because you got those loans, right? But guys, wake up. Well, time to pay them back. They extended another 12 months. Thanks God. I think with inflation going on at this point, they will extend probably another 6 months or a year, which is gives you a great opportunity because you had to be fooled not to use that free money given you for 25, 30 years without payment for 2 years. Now it's probably going to be 3 years. So far, it's 2 years. Well, you had to be fooled not to use it. That's why a lot of people got the money, they went and bought equipment, but they did not prepare themselves for market going down. So now it's time to actually become a real owner of the trucking. Because in challenges like this, you need to know how to organize your office. You need to know where your trucks have to go or not to go to survive. Because to file bankruptcy, it's really easy, right? But bankruptcy is not going to get rid of your small business administration loan, right? Maybe get rid of that brand new Mercedes or BMW, right? Maybe it's time to get rid of that fancy watch which you bought, right? So at least hopefully you have something to sell back so you can make the payments on that trucks which you paid 220,000 for. Well, it's not that bad. You will survive. Make sure take the shorter loads. Make sure you revisit your policies with your drivers. Make sure you start really putting money aside. Here's my advice. Doesn't matter how long you've been in business. You should have at least 3 accounts, separate accounts. One is for preventive maintenance. No matter what, every week you take money for preventive maintenance from gross from each of your truck. You put it aside. Second account, it's for breakdowns. You put money aside from each rate confirmation, from each load from your truck. You put money aside because when breakdowns happen, well, nobody's going to be borrowing you money. So you need to make sure you have money. And the third, you need to have emergency account in situation like this, right? When the market goes down, are you going to stop paying your loans? Are you going to start not paying salaries to your drivers? Although a lot of people start doing that, right? They don't pay the drivers. They think that they can find a different drivers, but with a shortage of the drivers, that's not a game you want to do. Safety and compliance is a must because this is going to affect your insurance cost. Maybe start revisiting your insurance rates, right? Maybe change insurance agent. Maybe do not hire any more drivers who only 3 months in business, 6 months in business, because you cannot really afford that insurance cost. Do you really think when people say, well, we only hire people with 2 years of experience, it's because we are picky? No, because first, I don't want to deal with accidents. I don't want to deal with not the driver who doesn't have enough experience. Plus, why would I punish all my other drivers with insurance costs? Because if I take even one driver with 6 months of CDL, 3 months of CDL, all insurance is going to go up for all my drivers. I cannot go to better insurance providers. I have to be stuck with what? Progressive. And believe me, Progressive is going to kill your trucking because you cannot afford the rates. Well, let's see some questions because I see some people watching, and let me answer some of them. I was waiting a review on what's going on in the world, diesel trucking, dispatching, etc. Yes, you get in my review. Is it a good time to get in? Well, it's like in any job. You should get in. If that's what you want to do, doesn't matter how it's going to be harder. But if you have a knowledge, if you have foundation, if you have communication skills, well, you actually going to be working harder. But believe me, you will shape up yourself really fast when the market is down because you're gonna make extra phone calls. Well, if you make it extra phone calls, right, it's become natural because when you start in a good market, what do you do? Oh, hi, can I post a truck? Blah blah blah. You book the load. In a bad market, you need to make 10, 15 phone calls for each loads. If you do that for a week, for 2, for 3, for months, those questions are going to be so natural. Calling about posted load, can I get details? What time is the pickup? What is the delivery? You need to learn to multitask because what's going to happen if you're not going to multitask? Well, those brokers are going to hang up on you. Those brokers are not going to be sitting there waiting for you to spill it out. I'm calling, bam, 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 bam. Well, calling about posted load, can I get details? What is a pickup? When is a delivery? What is a commodity? How heavy is the load? Who is the shipper? Who is the receiver? Right? Are we set up with you? Do you have backhaul? How often do you have this lane? Is there any other loads? Are you working in this area? Well, if you want me to go for this rate, are you going to help me with a backhaul? So when you practice this in a market like right now, believe me, you're going to be natural. You're going to be a superstar of dispatching because you will have to repeat the same stuff over and over and over again. And only with repetition, we getting better, right? Like in anything, you want to become a pro, you have to keep doing, keep doing, keep doing, and you're gonna be a pro. Yes, you're gonna make some mistakes. Yes, your driver's gonna be tough with you, but believe it or not, if he's tough with you now and you still dispatching him and you still making him profit, believe me, he's gonna be afraid lose you, right? Because he knows market is tough. That's why most of my carriers, they like, Alex, please don't give up with me. I know you're working harder, but I am here. I'm willing to go an extra step. I am willing to communicate better. I am willing to even smile now when I come to shippers and receivers. Can you believe that? My tough guys who always had an attitude because, as many of you know, I am Ukrainian. Most of my drivers Eastern European. Not proud of this kind of trend, but sometimes they don't even say hi or bye. They just drop their paperwork. Well, now they better start smiling. They better start saying thank you because you want to get out from that shipper faster. You want to make sure you pick up that phone and you give that update. You want to make sure that you do what? Accept tracking, micro tracking, for kites, all those apps. Because what's going to happen? Oh, you are tough? You don't want to do that? Well, you drive 80 miles, you check in, and your load is canceled. Why? Because you're a tough guy. You did not accept micro tracking because you think the market is the same. No, market flip. And now attitude is flip. Although I do believe that we should always be polite to each other no matter if the market high or down. But that's what's going on. So let's see what's going on. Oh, what about working with Amazon Relay? I want to buy a truck with that effect. Well, I do not really work personally with Amazon Relay, but I know that market went down with Amazon Relay as well. Why would it happen? Simply supply and demand. Amazon is a business, right? So if we have overcapacity of the trucks, power only trucks, and we have more of them than usual, why? Because people couldn't buy trailers. It was not available trailers on the market. Everything was sold out, or the prices for simple dry van was like $100,000. I mean, really, seriously, for dry van, $100,000, and for truck, 220, and then your insurance as a new company is another 28,000 per driver. Well, you could not survive. So that's why Amazon is seeing that loads are still getting booked because even with Amazon, the amount of the loads is decreased. Why is it decreased? Simply again, because production and supply from China is not coming as much as it was before the war, before all of this. So hopefully China is going to be finishing with their lockdowns. Hopefully, I really hope from my bottom of my heart that we're gonna stop the war in Ukraine, and finally we're gonna concentrate on solving all these economical issues, because it's affected all the countries in the world. And believe it or not, it's gonna even get worse, because coming in August, coming in September, well, a lot of countries in Africa, in Asia, we're gonna see the spike of them not having produce, right? Because a lot of this was coming from Ukraine. So we're going to see a lot of things going on in the next 2-3 months. You should be prepared. You should start watching your spending. You should kind of concentrate, making, changing the market, paying attention really to dispatch. Eliminate that head, right? Eliminate that head, pre-book, make sure that you watching where is the market paying and how can you do well in the classes. And if you are dispatcher, before you book the load, make sure you pause the load where you're going. While you people say, well, I don't have the time. Well, that's when it's come pro dispatcher, multitasking. The map is here, the apps is here, what's going on. Sometimes dialing already on a second phone the moment you hang up to book that second load. Sometimes going and booking the second load first and then connecting the first load. And of course, now you do need to spend more time per truck. But is it still possible? Yes, it is still possible. So, uh, hello, guys. Hello. I need you on my team. Well, Ray, you have me on your team. You need to just kind of revisit your thoughts, foundation, get knowledge of economy, and see how you can improve your operational cost in your company, right? So make sure you pay attention for that. Um, the new the new truck shortage inflated truck prices. Well, again, we don't really have much shortage of the trucks. We have more than enough right now. We have over capacity of the trucks because everybody went in trucking. Yes, we have shortage of the newer trucks, but believe me, the capacity of the truck, the ratio for the loads and trucks now is an opposite. So we have more trucks, we have more capacity of equipment than loads. That's why market shifts, right? Because we have per load 2-3 trucks. And why would they pay more to me just because I have a great communication skills or negotiation? Why? In the end of the day, it's business. Secondary shippers, receivers, they also watching spot market. Some of you sitting there and saying, well, that's because of TQL, C.H. Robinson, Coyote, they all just keeping that money, they stealing money from us. Well, guys, again, it's a business. Do you think that shipper or receiver who hires TQL or Coyote to arrange the movement of their freight, do you really think when they see in the spot market for freight movement go down, do you really think they still paying TQL, that they paying TQL 3,000 and TQL gives you 1,200? No, it doesn't happen like this. Most of the lanes right now is a spot market. No one really works anymore with contract for the full year, for the 2 years. Right now, even if you have the contracts, they go on a quarterly basis. And what happens? Brokers cut each other throat. So actually, to get the business, they are cutting the rates, because let's say TQL comes, Coyote comes, and then the smaller brokerage comes. I don't know, like some Alex's Logistics, newer in the business, but promises that's still gonna find all those carriers. So TQL is giving their rate, let's say 2,000, with a hope to keep 300 covered for 1,700. Coyote saying, well, we're going to do it for 1950. We're still going to give 1700 or maybe 1800 because we have so many desperate dispatchers. They still going to take it. Or maybe we even can cover for 1500. We're going to bid on this one. And then the newer brokerage, somebody who is outsourcing their employees, they are not in USA. So the cost of them paying for the employees is this much. That's why they are able to afford to cut the throat to TQL, to Coyote, because their operation is outside of the country, right? So then they're saying, well, we're going to book it for 1500. And believe it or not, they win that contract. And that's why you see, you call somebody, people sitting somewhere in Asia, in Colombia, in Moldova, in Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Armenia, whatever. They represent this company, and that's it. We only have 1500. Take it or leave it. So brokers are not helping situation because, again, they are trying to win business. But brokers, usually when they book that, they still keep their what? 10, 15, 20%. It's no more greediness because I can tell you this. Every business owner right now is watching their spending. For what? For freight movement. The biggest issue we have right now, it's a fuel cost. That's what is killing us because it's went up 63% comparison to the last year. What can we do? Well, you've been watching the previous video. We had a live and I had a guest and we were talking about going, striking, boycotting. Well, honestly, I can tell you this. Probably if we would get united, and we would not take loads, probably for a week or 2 or 3, probably government would look into helping trucking industry with what? With the fuel cost. Because let's be realistic. We do not depend in America on Russian diesel. We only take 6-7% from Russian gas or diesel or whatever. USA does not depend on Russia for their diesel. So why the prices are skyrocketing? Because now when the war is going on, like in any war, this is a business making money. Our politicians, our companies who involve in all of this on all sides, Russian side, USA side, all other country, it's all about making money. You can tell me I'm right or wrong. This is my view of this. And I do have kind of strong foundation how it goes, right? Because it's always money making. So our government actually has ability to control fuel. We have enough own production to support USA completely. We can look into other options. But why would they do that? You guys still getting the loads. You guys still moving the freight. So I can tell you this, if I could just put everybody together, right? And make sure that we just do not move the freight for 10 days, you will see the difference. Because as an American person living here, do you think when Walmart's, Costco, when all the stores are not going to have produce, food, diapers, formula, clothes, don't you think finally it's going to be wake up call that, well, America does depend on trucking 100%. Without trucks, you cannot really survive in America. Yes, we have air, we have some vessels, we have some ships coming from China and everywhere, but trucking it still takes 78% of moving freight. So who can do this? We can just sit and complain. We can just say, well, the brokers are cheating on us. We can just sit and keep taking those loads. But guys, if you keep just watching, nothing is going to change. Take it from me, the Ukrainian girl, right? If we would just give up in Ukraine, and I am going back to the war situation, like everybody told us, guys, You don't have a chance. You going against Russia. You're never gonna win. You Ukraine, you're not as big. You don't have an army. And look at us. We got united. It doesn't matter if it's a war in Ukraine or this is a war in your own country. Trucking industry needs to get united. And I wish I can do that with all of you, but we all need to get together. We all need to understand that one company, if I decide not to move for 10 days, and let's say I'm in charge of 50 trucks, that's not going to make a difference. If two companies decide that we're not moving, it's not going to make a difference. But if at least 50% of us going to say, well, we are not moving freight starting, let's say June 1st till June 15th, we are not moving freight. Because what is the reason to keep driving if most of you are not making money? You still thinking that you make money, but if you do your accounting right, and you pay the loans on time, and you pay your credit cards on time, and you pay your drivers on time, some of you already in a minus, but you don't even realize that, because this is another problem in trucking industry. We don't have enough knowledge to watch our expenses. We don't have enough knowledge, or we are not organizing trucking business to making sure that we know that operational cost. So it takes for some people few months to realize that they should not be running anymore, right? Because it's a charity, it's not trucking. But again, as an owner of the company, you have to be educated. If you're willing to come to trucking right now, you'd better know how to start trucking. So that's why, once again, tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we have live webinar. It's still not too late to sign up. It's $199. I post the link under the video. You can go to our website and you can sign up, where we're going to be talking what has to be done to prepare yourself for trucking industry. And believe it or not, it will be the best $199 you ever spend. You can go to our website, right? You guys already know our website. This is Dispatch Training Center. We stand with Ukraine. We're proud to be partners. We're helping a lot because I'm 100% Ukrainian, all my family in Ukraine. But here's our webinar tomorrow. You can still register. Some of you who debating if you should choose our classes, please make sure you read our reviews. We do not pay for our reviews. We ask our students to be kind enough to provide the reviews, but you can see they are not fake. These are real people who took not one, two classes, people who come back to us. You can also make sure that you sign up for what? For next safety and maintenance class, which coming up in July, our EFTA calculation, our August class and June class for dispatch. And if you really looking to the personal business consultation, if you are struggling right now with your business, believe it or not, we can help you out. So hopefully you guys find us. It's learndispatchtoday.com. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. It's today. And we can help you grow. We can help you to prevent you from making mistakes. And of course, again, what am we looking for? We're looking for you to support our mission by simply subscribing to our. Okay, let's see a few more comments before we're gonna be done, because I was teaching class today. I have the webinar tomorrow. I just received too many text messages and phone calls from my previous students who were struggling. That's why I want to make sure that you guys know this is not something unusual. The trucking will come back. You need to know how to do the basics in no matter what. But let's see. We have gentlemen. I started dispatching 4 months ago. Yeah, it was still a good time. 4 months ago puts us what? February, right? We're still going down, but not as much. Current rate situation makes me wanna cry. Okay, baby, cry. But keep doing your job. So by crying, you're not gonna solve the problem, right? But pre-planning, eliminated dead heads, building a relationship, you're not gonna cry. You're gonna become stronger. You're gonna become wiser, and you really gonna improve your dispatching skills. So no crying, especially for boys. I don't believe in crying. Girls can cry sometimes when we need to what? Cancel the load, make up story, or simply ask for extra $500 because yeah, I'm brand new. I have not dispatched trucks yet. If you don't give me that extra $500, my new boss is gonna fire me, and I have 3 kids at home. Well, touching story. Yes, if you need to be a storyteller, but make sure you have foundation. And of course, guys, I'm joking, right? But storytelling is a must. Today we were practicing how not to lie, but to tell the good story. But of course, it's also come with your personality. Let's see other comment. New truck shortage in slave. We already answered this. Which is the best insurance company? Again, it comes. How long is your company in a business, right? New entrant. We don't really have many solutions nowadays. Mostly, it's going to be progressive, and because they know this, because they know that bunch of good AAA rated companies, they're not even gonna touch you if you a new company. Progressive raises their prices all the time. Progressive is gonna be your only option. That's why you need to survive at least 1 year. You need to survive 2 years with good safety and compliance so you can move to better company, right? Hi, Alex. Hi, Ron. Thank you for the review on Google. We appreciate all the reviews on all our platforms, and hopefully we'll see you in the next classes. What else? Hi, Alex. What's the difference between working for percentage and working for cents per mile as a company driver? Which is the best for driver? Well, again, when the rates goes up, all the drivers want to have what? They want to be paid percentage. I want to have 30% per what? Per week. So the growth used to be 3-4 months ago, let's say for reefers, it was from 9,000 to 13,000. So of course, 13,000. So let's calculate. So rate per miles were, let's be realistic. People when say they were $4-5, not that really. So let's be realistic. So $12,000 divide by what? By 375. It gives us 3,200 miles, right? 3,200 miles. So if you getting paid what? If you getting paid per mile right now, it depends where you located. In Chicago, well, some people were offering $1, which was like, are you kidding me? How can you afford that even in a good market? But let's kind of cut in the middle. So multiply by 70 cents. So you were making 22.40 if you were paid 70 cents per mile. Driving 3,200 miles a week, which is legal, logbook, full week cycle, possible. So we go back. That's 70 cents. Okay, multiply. So we had what? 12,000 a week, right? So if you were making 12,000 a week gross and the company were paying you 30%, well, you were making 3,600. 3,600. So of course, everybody wanted to be on percentage. I want to be 30%. I want to be 25% because they're making more. Now the same $12,000 gross does not exist. So now we're going back to what? 8,000, 9,000 with still good dispatch, with a rate per mile, not at 375, but a rate per mile 290, right? So let's say even $3 per mile was the reefers. $3 multiplied by 3,200. We're talking about 9,600. So if you are on percentage, 30%, you make it 2880. So you make in 2880 if you are on percentage. If you are still per mile, 3,200 multiplied by 0.70, You are at 22.40. So still, even in this market, you still making more on percentage. But again, if it's your dispatcher still bringing you that $3 per mile, but realistically right now, it's 2.6. So now we're talking reality, 2.6 per all miles. So 83.20 multiplied by 30%, you at 24.95, 6, right? If you still get paid 3,200 multiplied by 70 cents, you still at 22,400. So now it's evens out, right? So percentage and per mile right now in this market is kind of the same. And here's another situation. That's why some drivers, they're like, I'm going to quit. You're not going to give me percentage. I am quitting. That's why, guys, when the market was up, were you able to really pay that 30%? No, you should have still paid that 70, 75 cents, or maybe instead of 30%, you should have kind of considered 27%, maybe 26. And that extra money which you were making in that in the hot market, you were supposed to put where? On your emergency account, not to go to buy another BMW or Mercedes or some fancy watch. You should have put that money on emergency account when the market goes down. But again, when market is up and you buying extra trucks and your drivers demanding that I need, and believe me, we're talking about 70 cents in Chicagoland, people were getting 80 cents, 82 cents, and some of the companies were paying dollar per mile. I don't know how they stay in business, but I guess maybe my math is not that good, or my understanding of the trucking and expenses and all of this, maybe it's wrong, but I don't think so. I think it's a lot of scamming going on, right? But it's up to them. So that's the difference. Again, it's up to you to decide how to get paid. Same with the dispatchers. Now market went down. So you were dispatching 4 months ago, right? So let's calculate. Let's say you were dispatching 5 trucks. Average, what? Average 11,000 per week. If you had people who go the full cycle and you were dispatching great, 11,000 multiplied by 5 trucks, 55,000, right? It depends on your rate. Right now in USA, going rate is between what? 5 to 8%. Okay, so let's say I'm charging 8% because that's what I charge. I don't charge more than that unless I am doing safety, compliance, and I'm actually building their company. So 8%, 55 multiply by 8%. So this would be my weekly pay, 4,400 a week as a dispatcher, 8%, right? Now, all my rates, because still doesn't matter how good you are, the gross went down. So now instead of 11,000, we are looking for 9,500. If it's a dry van, we actually looking 8,000 to 9,000. So let's do 9,000. So 9,000 multiplied by 5 trucks. Now we're talking about 45,000, right? Multiply by what? By 8%. Now making 3,600. So 3,600 minus 4,400, the difference is 800 a week. If I'm working as a dispatcher, let's say I go on vacations for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let's say I'm working 50 weeks. Now multiply by 50 weeks. With this market, this is my difference. I will make 40,000 less as a dispatcher, right? 40,000 less. But do I still make money? Well, I still make 3,600 multiplied by those 50. Yeah, I'm still making my 180,000. Where else can you make 180,000 being dispatcher? Dispatching only 5 trucks. Well, you'd better be a lawyer, attorney, or I don't know, whatever you have to do. Maybe have some other businesses, but this is a really good money. This is what professional dispatchers do. Do I need to dispatch 10 trucks, 20 trucks? Well, if I want to make multi-million dollars, maybe, but I'm pretty okay with that. Instead of 5 truck, you can calculate. I dispatch approximately 8. I still teach the classes, I do insurance, and I have my own trucking company. So, can you make money in trucking? Yes, you can. Can you get to this point in your life? Yes, of course you can. It takes time. Did I become the good dispatcher overnight? Did I know how to dispatch from the beginning? Believe me, I made so many mistakes. That's why in the classes I give the real examples what to do and not to do. That's why actually I start teaching. First, I do love teaching, right? But I want to prevent people from making mistakes that I did. When I opened the company, when I was hiring drivers, when I was choosing what truck to buy, what equipment, right? I already told you my mistakes. Choosing trucks by their looks, by the color, by the dash, by going to only reefers, right? Because I thought reefers, it's gonna be so easy. While it challenges, yeah, it's shaped me up. I know a lot, but if I would relook right now, no, I would stick with the dry vents. I would just stick with Midwest. I would not even go to East Coast. I would not have a team drivers, and I would definitely make sure that my safety and compliance would be the first choice before I even open that company. I learn on this by making my own mistakes. That's why, guys, do not be naive. Make sure you learn from somebody who already did mistakes and do better. Save your money because I already lost the money for you on your behalf. Do not repeat my mistakes. Do better. Do not go through struggle. Start right, start correct, start with the knowledge and know it. What are you doing? So, hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. I will answer a few questions about, again, our advertisement for. And I am back. So, few more questions and I will let you go enjoy your Saturday. Look at this. Who I see right now, my superstar, just starting flatbed trucking business. Crystal, one of my previous students. Well, Crystal took dispatch, Crystal took safety. Crystal prepared herself for challenges. She knew that she needs to learn this business, although her husband is a truck driver, although he had experience, but she is a person who was working in corporate America, right? So Crystal actually also educator. She probably took so many different classes, but as intelligent person, what did she do? She made sure that she knows how it works. She made sure that she invests in education and she learns what to do, what not to do. Well, she finished classes last year. It took her what? Probably 8 months to finally prepare to this because she was still working. She was taking classes. She was going through mentoring. She was taking a bunch of things with us. This, as I said, dispatch, safety, compliance. She would reach out and she was the one who is always watching, who is always comments, and who is doing her research, right? Crystal can tell anybody. If you come to my classes and if you think that you take my class and that's it, you sad, then it's a wrong intentions. No, you not sad. After taking my classes, hopefully I am opening your mind and I am teaching you to have a new open mind every day. You need to improve your skills. You need to improve your knowledge. You have to become better, and it's no stopping in learning the market, learning the communication, learning the apps, adding something. talking to other people, networking. And I bet that she can testify to that, that this is the only way you can survive as a new authority. You need to know the basics, because nowadays, safety and compliance is so important for trucking, and the fines are so high that, believe me, if you miss your clearinghouse, if you miss your driver qualification files, you invest all this money and one day you cannot even pass new entrant audit. Well, shame on you, because you know what, this is possible to learn with my classes or without my classes. You can go on official federal motor carrier website. They have so many resources that only person who thinks that trucking is so easy can jump into this without knowledge. It's used to be like this. We used to rip those logbooks and throw them in garbage. Guys, even now, just because you fake logbook doesn't mean that you do good business. Learn how to dispatch better. Learn how your driver is going to be safe on the road. Learn how to negotiate. Stop with all that faking BS. Please stop. Learn how to run business. Trucking is a great industry. It has a lot of regulations, but is it possible to build the structure? Is it possible to at least do your best and be compliant at least 85%, 90%? No one can be compliant 100%. We do cut the corners because we have so many regulations which do not make sense. Do I agree to that? Yes. But can you do your best? Yes, you can do. I agree with that. Thank you. USA is selling oil to Europe. We are not dependent. That's 1000% right. Yes, we're not dependent, and we should have the voice as people live in this country. We have so many resources which we can use, and it's not just about oil. We actually can improve the living situations for a lot of people who live in America. I love America. This is my second country. I am proud to be Ukrainian American, but sometimes it just hurts me. Why we cannot educate the general population to understand really what's going on? You have to wake up right now, guys. With the YouTube, with all the media, with all resources, it's just a shame that some people still have that kind of mindset that, oh my God, it's all good. It's all good. America still, well, we can improve it. It can be better. We can strive to be better, and we can help our own country, right? I am thankful for America to helping Ukrainians. I am 100% thankful, but also I am American right here, right? So I want to make sure that my kids have a better future. I want to make sure that they don't struggle to find the jobs when they finish high school. I want to make sure that we understand the basics, and basic starts with knowledge in every industry. Basic starts with understanding your financials, your family financials first, talking to your kids, teaching them, right? Because nowadays it's possible, taking classes, watching the free YouTube videos on everything. I mean, come on, YouTube open up so many opportunities, and you have to. Otherwise, what are you doing? Watching the silly TikToks? Or maybe you should see how you can invest. You made extra money in trucking. Where should you invest? Should you invest in real estate? Should you do this? How can you prepare yourself when you're gonna uh, not able to work, right? Because what is everybody afraid in USA? Retirement. What if I'm not going to be able to work? 70% of Americans are afraid of retirement. Why? Because a lack of financial education. And you guys have all the resources. It's no excuse. If I can come to this country 23 years ago and I was able to build multiple businesses, if I was able to get to this level with coming to this country with $200, not even English, no relatives, bad, you can do it for sure. So educate yourself and do better. Yes, we can. Hi, Alex. You're right. So, guys, Again, thank you for watching me. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm your juice class. Cannot wait. Thank you. We should have run a campaign, or we need to be on some sort plan from here. We need to stop. Yes, we should need to get together. Maybe I should become a president of new trucking association, because I don't see Onedas doing much, or any other trucking association. Maybe, guys, we have to create a new organization, and we need to make sure that we stay together. Well, pretty intense class. Yes, Elizabeth. Yeah, don't cry. Again, you took safety, you took IFTA, you took how to open company. You had our last class. You're gonna make it. And again, why? Because Elizabeth and her husband, they know. They already had a trucking business, box trucking. They know that it's not that easy. They want to expand. Can they expand without knowledge? Probably they could, but they would make way more mistakes. That's why they sign up for the class. That's why they listening even today. She had a class and she's still watching live. It's okay, Elizabeth. You already had enough of me today. Go enjoy your dinner. And Crystal says so true. And the brokers need to work with us. But the other thing is we have to be united. Yes, we have to be united. What else? You're welcome. Life happens, so I've been busy, but not listening and learning again. Have a safe weekend. Thank you. And we have Annie. Alex, do you dispatch and do safety for some carriers, like for other trucks, not yours? And if you do, what's the max you can charge, if that's okay to ask? Well, in America, you can ask anything. And again, if I can charge just preparing people for new entrant audit, right? My charges, it depends on the situation, the size of the company, from 500 to 1500. But what I teach them to take the class. You don't need me to pass new entrant audit. You need to know how to do it, because what if it's not going to be only one audit you have? What if you need to do it again? Don't pay me just to prepare you. Make sure you know how to do it. But I do have safety program for companies. I charge monthly fee. In this case, it depends on the truck. And it depends on the truck, it goes from $30 to $75. Or what I like to do, I just like to do consultation, because my mission is to give enough education to owners of the company, to people who manage their safety. They don't have to pay me third party, because if you're a small carrier, most of the thing you should know how to do yourself. So when the market goes down, you can cut on the expenses, right? You can cut off Alex and say, Alex, market is down. I'm not paying on your services anymore, because I guess what? I came to your class and I already know how to do it. And even if sometimes I'm struggling, I can just get the consultation with you, make sure I solve the problem, but I am safe and I don't have to pay you or somebody else. But it's all different. It depends what you doing. If you just doing the DQ files, if you are doing their full safety, if you're doing their IFTA, this is a different prices. But again, it goes monthly, it goes per truck, or it goes, for example, per what are you doing? For example, UCR registration, right? How long does it take to do UCR registration? 30 seconds, 1 minute for company. While some people charge from $30 to $100 for UCR registration, right? For example, our charges is $75 for UCR registration. So it depends on volume, it depends on your clientele. But if the calculations, right? If the charges, so it goes per truck. But again, if the calculations, if they given me all the data, if I don't have to sit and log in into their fuel, if I don't have to look into their ELD, they give me calculations and I just have to enter. Again, I am telling them, you don't really need me. Come and take that class. If the calculation, pay once $3.99 and file your own IFTA. Why should you pay me every quarter or somebody else? So this is my I look at the things differently. What else do we have? I think we're gonna be done. You are the best. We need to learn from the best. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. I see you tomorrow on a webinar. I see that you sign up. You're true. Thank you. Let's do it. Yes, we should do it. Hi, Alex. It's Monique. Have you opened up the mentoring again yet? It's coming in the end of June, 100%. So probably around June 20th, the sign up is going to be open. Again, it will be limited mentoring because I really want people who looking at the trucking as me. I want you to strive. I want you to go extra mile. I am not teaching anybody else from other classes. A lot of people calling me and telling me, oh, I took the classes, I took 3 classes, but I am still confused. Can you teach me? Well, first sign up for my class. I need to make sure you have a strong foundation, and then we're going to do. I'm not mentoring people who think that they know logistics, who are on the same page. So yes, for my students, we're going to go back into mentoring because you do need to learn on building relationships, supporting each other, and learning from mistakes. So June 20th, it's going to be online, and we're going to decide which mode we're going to go. So we're going to have mentoring. You open mentoring. What is this? Is there a dispatcher association? You know what? I'm not even sure. As I told you in my class, Google that. I need to go. Is there that dispatcher association? Maybe we should create one, right? Have some membership and have some speakers and make sure that we protect our dispatchers as well, right? We need a dispatcher advocate association. Okay. I don't know how you do it because you have so much energy. You give me energy. We had about almost 5.5 hours today, and now you live hands down. Thanks. Wow, you are up too, right? So you telling me I have energy. If you have energy to still watching me live, that means that you are on the same level as me, right? So go ahead, power girls. Well, energy comes from passion. Energy comes from loving what you do. I love teaching. Teaching for me, that's why that 5.5 hours today, it went like this, right? Because it's something I enjoy doing. Yeah, sometimes my back hurts. Yeah, sometimes like, okay, I need to stretch, but I love doing that. So that's why I don't even pay attention how long I take extra time. Some people complain because classes are longer, but again, we cover everything in 3.5 hours, and everybody who stays, those are overachievers or people who just get addicted, Annie, right? To my energy, because now, Annie, you are the one who have energy, right? So probably you listening to all my videos, you got homework, you're gonna receive homework tomorrow. But I don't know. So far, I just on a mission to change trucking, and that's what gives me joy, right? Okay, when is the next IFTA class and permit class? It's going to be in July because we never do IFTA when we're not filing the real IFTA. So the second quarter is going to be due by the end of July. So that's why we have a class, and we start in usually safety and IFTA at the same time. So people who take safety, they can take IFTA. Great. Waiting for mentorship. And how do I sign up for webinar? Again, you can just go to our website and you find our webinar, right? Tomorrow, how to open trucking. And it's also the link, right? So I'm going to copy and I'm going to post the link right now. So find it right there. So everything is there. It's not too late to sign up. Please do so. And again, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you do not miss our next dispatch class, right? I think we have 20 spots left. You remember our classes sold out really fast. Our classes are not tiny classes. We have from 70 to 75 students. You need to get ready for the first class. Do not wait to the last minute. For people who debating if you want to sign up, not want to sign up, keep watching the videos. It's a lot of information. Take your time. Dispatching is something that you want to be ready for. Dispatching is something that you really want to invest your energy, and you not gonna quit. Subscribe, and I'll see you soon. For most of you, I'll see you tomorrow on the webinar. Love you all. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon. Do you teach drayage, intermodal dispatch? We're going to touch up on our dispatch class, but I am thinking of just doing separate webinars. So we will be introducing separate webinars, even how to pass a new intern audit, for example. People don't want to take the full safety, it's too much, but they want to prepare. So starting in September, we're going to do webinars, how to dispatch hot shots, just on the hot shots, how to dispatch flatbeds, because some people, they have some knowledge, but they want to concentrate only on flatbeds. So this is something which people reaching out to me, because again, dispatch classes are intense, and most of you already dispatching, so you just need to improve exactly that skill. And I'll see you soon. Love you. Have a good one, and do not give up on trucking. Do not quit, because I guess what? If you're watching me, you're not a quitter. If I'm not quitting, you're not quitting for sure.
Standing in the street, can you hear me? Wake up from your sleep, come stand with me. This is our time, we're changing the world. We won't back down this time all around. In every city, in every town. Whoa, we're changing the world.